You read the title of this video, and I'm here to have a very serious conversation with you all over some Animal Crossing music. And I'm not gonna lie, I never thought this day would come, and don't start pack watching yet. Don't light anything until this video's done. Yeah, because I don't think it's time to pack watch. However, it is time to begin packing that pack and getting out the lighters and getting ready to pack watch. I am of the personal belief, with what it's looking like, what we've been looking at, that the Republican Party is gearing up to just die. Now, you may be wondering what I mean by the Republican Party is about to die. Well, it's quite simple. I think the Republican Party is currently in a state electorally where their chances of winning are so low that I think in this next election cycle, if you get out and vote, that is the important bit, if you get out and vote, the Republican Party might actually die. Now, what do I mean by this? Let's look at a couple of things. First, on a presidential level. The current frontrunner for the Republican Party presidential nomination in 2024 is one former President Donald John Trump, who is currently facing a myriad of charges in various states, some in Florida, new ones in Georgia, some in New York, and of course ones in DC, some federal charges as well. Yeah, and Trump has been indicted in Fulton County, Georgia, over RICO charges, racketeering charges, and this, along with other people, including Rudy Giuliani, former U.S. Attorney, ex-New York Mayor, the Mayor of New York during 9/11, John Eastman, Mark Meadows, Jeffrey Clark, Sidney Powell, the Kraken, and Jenna Ellis. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Jover for Trump. It looks like he might actually see some jail time, which I wasn't expecting last year. I thought he was going to get off scot-free for what he did in trying to overturn the election. But, ladies and gentlemen, it's not looking like he's going to get off scot-free. And then the next person, the next runner-up in the GOP race, who is far behind Trump, he's lucky to pull over 20 points in polls now, is Rob the Sanctimonious Ron DeSantis himself. This fool, this absolute idiot, this bozo, this idiot, has made himself less palatable to the average American. He's not going to win the nomination because you know what he does? He positions himself as further to the right than Trump, and the average American doesn't like Trump. The average American really doesn't like Trump. They see him as a criminal, which he is. It's looking like he's been criminally charged. He hasn't been convicted yet. But, you know, I can say he may not be a criminal yet, but he is criminally charged. They see him as someone who's been criminally charged. They see him as a fascist. They see him as a threat to democracy, which arguably he absolutely is, in my humble opinion. And if you're positioning yourself as further to the right than that guy, the average American is going to look at you and go, nah, we're not dealing with that. And then everyone else in the presidential race, it's either a return to the neocons of the yore ages, yeah, or it's Vivek Ramaswamy. And no one cares about Ramaswamy. Okay? It looks like he's getting more popular, but let's be honest, is Ramaswamy actually going to do anything? No. He's not a sleeper hit. He's not going to come out of the ages, yeah? And that's because a lot of people are actually mobilizing against Republicans now. Let's look first at the state of Ohio. Ohio's issue 1 would have made protecting abortion rights harder. Data shows why it failed. Recently in Ohio, there was a little bit of a vote that went through of a constitutional amendment, issue 1, which would have made it harder to get things on the ballot. And this was positioned in an August election, which is harder to do to get people to come out and vote for. And 1 second, I will be right back. Sorry about that, I had to do something right quick. But Ohio, this was an August election. This would have been significantly harder to pull. And guess what? Issue 1 in Ohio didn't pass. It didn't pass with a 60% margin. It didn't pass. This was an election with a low voter turnout. Should have had low voter turnout. This would have significantly helped the Republicans. The way this election was stationed in August in an off-election year. And the side defending abortion rights in a swing state run. One, we saw this in Arizona, where Democrats win in Arizona now, have a trifecta even. We see this in Kansas. We see this in plenty of other states. Things are going well for people on the left side of the political spectrum. Yeah, what's up? Hour? Long day?
I got most out of the house done.
Good lord. But like I was saying, things are going phenomenal for people on the left side of the political spectrum. Phenomenal. Yeah? And I think this speaks to a larger issue that the average American is having with the GOP. The average American does not want to deal with the things that the GOP are positioning themselves to do, and standing against education, and standing against people's rights. A vast majority of people, we even saw this in the 2022 midterms, should have been a red wave, wasn't. I think we are slowly approaching a blue sweep. Because I think people are tired of this party. And that's so good. I don't think that the GOP is going to be sticking around for much longer, but you have to vote. You have to vote to make sure that they don't. But quite frankly, what I'm seeing are the signs of a party that have so angered the average American that doesn't involve themselves in politics, that they have shot themselves in the foot by getting high voter turnouts due to their actions. And that's not good for them. That is not good for them at all. Yeah? Exactly. The radicals screamed too loud and the normal people heard. And now a lot of those normal people, they might even be switching parties from the GOP. They're alienated now. They're going from being conservative, well no, they're going from being forced to be moderate Republicans to being conservative Democrats. And does that suck? Kinda, yeah. I don't want conservative Democrats, but a conservative Democrat is better than a moderate Republican. It is what it is. And that's the benefit of a big tent party. We may be seeing the death of the GOP due to their actions. Yeah, and what you need to do, ladies and gentlemen, is you need to ensure that this actually happens. If you have the right to vote, go out and vote against the GOP. You need to make it explicitly clear that you reject their policies and what they're trying to do. Because people have done this in states that the GOP should have won. Should have won. The Kansas abortion referendum should have went to the GOP, but it didn't. Kansas is a solid red state, and it didn't go there. And you want to know why? You want to know why? Because you pissed off average Americans who just want to be left alone. The real silent majority is being awakened, and they don't like the GOP. I am not conceited enough to say that this is a eventuality or that it is secured to happen, because it isn't. You actually have to mobilize to get it to happen. But these are, as Zoomy Deer is saying in chat, the consequences of their actions. This is what happens when you piss off the average American public. And quite frankly, Love to see it. But you have to make it happen by voting. You can make it happen by taking part and ensuring that the GOP dies. You can be one of the stab wounds in Julius Caesar's back. You can be one of those knives. You can be one of those senators stabbing the GOP in the back. With that being said, make sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. Join me in the Discord down below if you want to debate me on this topic, which I'm open to being debated about it. Do it in the Discord down below, the Bedhead Discord. I love you all. Follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you on the description. Bye. Have to hit the stop recording button.